Well, good Friday to everybody. A lot of buzz going around in the wrestling world about the remarks made by Hulk Hogan on a podcast last night. Reports are that the WWE has removed everything that's related to Hulk Hogan from their website, other than probably content that's on the WWE network, unless it's a specific Hulk Hogan content where it's all about Hulk Hogan. But yeah, he's made some racial remarks. Speaking of The Rock and Booker T, um, I'll be honest with you, I'm not surprised about this um, from a guy that it's been all about the money throughout his whole career. Vern Gagne was going to make him big. He left AWA to go to the WWF for more money. Thus resulted Hulkamania. He was big. He was big for a good 9 years. I mean, he held the WWF title through most of that 9 years. Um, his time ran out. Goes to WCW, all about the money. Here comes Hollywood Hogan, and another big run for Hulk Hogan in WCW with the NWO. And let's face it, he was the limelight. He was the highlighter of the NWO, which was really actually started off with Hall and Nash. They got Hogan involved, and it just went to another new level. And it sort of put Hall and Nash on the back burner. So again, Hulk Hogan in the spotlight one more time. Um, that time ran out. He did various stints within the WWE. And again, boom, more money. He decides, okay, I'll go to TNA. And it's sort of funny because with each wrestling promotion Hogan went into, he didn't have nothing good to say about his previous stays at the other promotions. And he continued to do this. I knew once Hogan went to TNA and him and Bischoff were there, um, wanting to make TNA like a WCW, compete with the WWE. It was all about the money. Again, it was to get Hogan in the spotlight. It didn't work out. Then all of a sudden emerges the sex tape video of Hulk Hogan. Again, in the spotlight. I mean, he's had his own reality show. Um, he's done it all. And he just can't seem to not be in the spotlight. So he again goes back to the WWE. Nothing good to say about TNA. Again, bashing the previous promotion he worked for. And this is Hulk Hogan's personality. Um, I liked Hulk Hogan in his early days with the WWF, and I also liked him actually as Hollywood Hogan, but it ran its course. And it seemed like everything with Hulk Hogan just had to be long and drawn out, and he just never knew when to step aside. He always had to be in the spotlight. So now, Hulk Hogan, you go from fame to shame. How dare you make these racial slurs, these racial remarks about The Rock? Again, another former wrestling star that seems to have to bash other superstars because they are no longer the it. They are no longer the center of attention, the nucleus of wrestling. I'm not surprised what Hulk Hogan said about Booker T. I'm not surprised what he said about The Rock, because I think this is Hulk Hogan's personality. And with Hulk Hogan, it's for his own personal gain. And I don't know as of yet because I'm still doing research on this situation. I'm sure Hulk Hogan got compensated quite well for this podcast. Now, the WWE actually got to hear part of this podcast on Thursday, and this is when they decided to you know, uh, separate themselves from Hulk Hogan. The man had it made in the WWE. He was going around doing promotions for the WWE. He was a judge on Tough Enough. I mean, he was making appearances at WrestleMania. Um, Now, the Axelmania gimmick for Curtis Axel is going to be nixed because it associates with Hulk Hogan. How much more can Hulk Hogan do? How much more can Hulk Hogan really make himself look like a total idiot? I mean, to make racial slurs against The Rock and Booker T. Now, Booker T may not be as famous as The Rock because of The Rock doing his movies in Hollywood. Again, Hulk Hogan doing something to draw attention to the Hulk Hogan name. And once again, he did it. And, I've talked to my nephew about Hulk Hogan, many times in the past, how he and Ric Flair both just need to try to stay out of the limelight. And lately, Ric Flair's done an okay job. I mean, I can't say that he's done it throughout the past, but he could because he hasn't. But Hulk Hogan just always finds a way to really headline some sort of entertainment site, some sort of wrestling site. It's gotten to the point now. What's next for Hulk Hogan? I'm sure, as we all know, he's going to benefit by all these remarks that he made, one way or another. He's also going to take his losses. I think with his ties with the WWE, that's one of his biggest losses. But this is no surprise to me. This really isn't, because Hulk Hogan has done this everywhere he's gone. He wears out his welcome. And now you can see somewhere down the road, Hulk Hogan will probably have some bad words for the WWE once again, like he has in the past. I want to thank all the YouTubers out there because when I got up this morning, that is the first thing I saw was the story about Hulk Hogan. So it gave me some time to read up on it. It's on most of the wrestling sites. WrestlingInc.com has a lot of information about it. And I think we're supposed to hear a lot more today. I believe the podcast is supposed to be released, I think, in its entirety sometime today. But you know what Hulk Hogan might do? He's going to say, "Oh, I was just saying this. I was just on a tirade. I said this, I said that. I really didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, brother." Now he's gonna. I'm just sort of curious what The Rock has to say in response to this, or Booker T, or any other of the African Americans that are involved in the world of professional wrestling, because this demeans all of them. And I, as one, cannot put up with this. I've been wanting Hulk Hogan out of the wrestling limelight for a very, very long time. Those that know me know that. When he went to TNA, I knew it was a bad thing. I did not want him in TNA. Yeah, he and Bischoff got ratings for TNA for that short time. But to put TNA up against Monday Night Raw on Monday night was the stupidest thing Hulk Hogan could have done. They changed a lot of things in TNA. Things were going halfway decent in TNA at the time. Our AJ Styles was TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Hogan Bischoff come in 2 months later, boom, Styles is gone from being champion. Hogan, you just need to get out of the wrestling business, period. Nobody wants to hear about you anymore. And the bottom line is, I know you're going to come out with an apology or some sort of redemption video or whatever. You tweeted something about God will guide you on your next path or whatever the heck you said. But you know something? The remarks were made. They're very clear for anyone that listened to it. You cannot renege on those comments. Hogan, right now, in my opinion, you're nothing but a piece of trash. And it's unfortunate. Just stay out of the limelight. We don't need to hear about you no more. Totally disgusted with this situation. Anyhow, guys, those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions here on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel, only on the Iceman Wrestling Network. Check out my other YouTube channel, the Iceman V2013, and also on Facebook. Like me at the Iceman's Wrestling Extreme Facebook page. Hogan, you really, really disgust me. Peace out, everybody. Have yourself a great Friday.